Hey everybody, it's been a while, but as you can see in the title, I got the motorcycle stolen and it was recovered. So I think I'll talk about that a little bit during this video blog, moto vlog, as I'm riding out towards vineyards around Livermore on a nice day. So I went to Arizona to visit my parents and my brothers over Christmas. Left on like the 23rd of December. Came back I think the 27th. And didn't go down to the parking garage when I got back, but the next day, 28th, I went down there and I had this weird feeling going down the elevator. And then when I got down there, I couldn't see the wheel of my motorcycle, which normally sits right behind my car. And sure enough, walked back there and it was gone. So I went and filed a police report that day at the Dublin Police Department. And basically, I just kind of wrote it off as it's gone. Insurance said that it wasn't going to be recovered, and a week from the day that I made the claim that I could go ahead and get money for the bike, which was going to be a big loss on my part because obviously it doesn't cover the taxes and fees and everything that goes along with purchasing a new vehicle. So bummer, was going to lose out a couple $1,000s. The only good part about the whole thing was I was going to be able to not have to drag a motorcycle across the country when I move here pretty soon. But I wanted the bike to ride and finish out California while I can. That was the whole point of getting it before I left anyways. So I was pretty bummed, but just can't do much about something like that. And so about, I want to say like 3 weeks went by, no bike. I had kind of slow rolled the insurance portion and getting my money, and I got a phone call. Well, I had like 4 or 5 missed phone calls in the middle of the night from the Pleasant Hill. There's a deer over there. Pleasant Hill Police Department, and the message was that they had recovered the bike, and if I could come pick it up, they wouldn't have to tow it. Of course, I didn't get those messages, and it needed to be towed anyways. So the next morning, the Dublin Police Department had called too, so I called the Dublin Police Department back, and they basically just told me the same thing, and told me what tow place had it. And so called insurance, let them know. Went to the then a policeman called me from Pleasant Hill, and he said, I'm the police officer that recovered your bike, and the person that stole your bike was trying to steal a truck. And when they got in the truck, the truck owner heard him and came out with like an axe handle and chased him down the road. And when he chased him down the road, he dropped his helmet. And so, the police were called, and they came out. They found my bike. They found the guy's helmet. They didn't catch the guy at that point, but they did. So the reason he called me was he was asking if I had lost a helmet too, if it was stolen. And I let him know that I didn't, and he said, well, I'm going to tear this helmet apart, and I wanted to just let you know, because I'm going to look for hair and try to get DNA on this guy. And I thought that was pretty crazy that they would, try to get DNA samples on a motorcycle thief, but hey, sounds good to me. Go catch the asshole. another deer. Hopefully doesn't run across the road. Two of them. So, but that's basically all I've heard from the police, and I don't know that I'll ever hear anything more. When I went to the tow company that was up in Concord, I saw the bike. The ignition had been punched. I guess on these cheaper, smaller bikes, they don't have a smart key or a programmable key. So old ignition, they're able to just punch it like the old days with a screwdriver or whatever tool they use, and turn the ignition that way. So something to think about when you're buying a bike that I had no clue of, So anyways, yeah, they towed it to the Livermore KTM dealer, and KTM dealer, I went over there, and the ignition was obvious. There was a little scratch, I think, from the tow straps on the fairings, and there was a scratch on the gas tank that wasn't there when I put it there. But I was like, just get the ignition fixed and that's good to go. So insurance got back with me, and they're like, yeah, they're going to replace the gas tank, replace the fairing, replace fuel pump seals because of the gas tank, and the ignition. And it was like, I want to say it was like $1,200 or $1,800 or something for all that. So that was kind of crazy that they were going to do that, but I think that was just the dealership getting a little extra money out of an insurance company, honestly. But so I had, let's see, where did I go? Oh, I went to South Carolina to look at homes and things, and when I got back, it was ready to be picked up. So I took it out once, and this is only really my second time on it besides driving it home since I recovered it. So it's a nice day, and I just wanted to get out and ride and give it a little update on the stolen and retrieved motorcycle. So the apartment complex, at least they have a gated parking, underground gated parking underneath the building. But like any gated place, you can just follow cars in, and if he's on foot, then no big deal. Honestly, I feel like he probably got information from someone that bike was there and sitting there, and they probably know what types of bikes they can punch ignition and take. But my fault, I had a chain, and the night before I left for Arizona, I told myself I needed to go down and put that chain on, and the next morning got hectic. I was leaving real early in the morning, and I just didn't go do it, and it probably would have stopped them, at least from taking it like that. It wouldn't stop somebody from just picking it up and putting it on a trailer in a van or something like that, but it definitely would have stopped them from just punching the ignition and taking off. So, bad move on my part, but I was lucky enough to get it back. The apartment complex, I called and asked for to see, or for them to pull the video, and the first thing they said was, well, we probably don't have video of that area, and that they takes 24 hours to render 1 day's worth. I guess takes a day to render a day's worth of video, which is crazy. Felt like I'm back in the... Oh, I didn't know you had to pay to go in here. I'll just turn around. I didn't know in the 2000s that it costs money to, or costs money. I didn't know in the 2000s that anywho, yeah, I didn't want to pay just to go see a lake. Yeah, in the 2000s, it's what is he doing? Gonna run this bicyclist over? So I find out later that they do have 6 cameras in the parking garage, but they started putting the cameras in at the back of the parking garage, and they ran out of money and never finished putting cameras in, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Since the only gate in and out, or there's 2 gates in and out, and they're both up front. You know, so why wouldn't you at least have video cameras covering the front? Another interesting thing, when I recovered the bike, in my bag that sits on the back seat, it had 3 notices from the Holiday Inn that were basically, I would call them parking violations. That said, this is your first notice before tow, this is your second notice before tow, and this is your final notice. So I almost wonder, someone else said it, but I almost wonder if they didn't take it and go park it somewhere for a while to make sure that there wasn't a low jack type system, you know, recovery system, GPS, that somebody would be coming and getting it, you know, right after they stole it. So maybe they stole it, rode it up there, parked it, let it sit, make sure that it was never going to get or someone wasn't going to come and recover it, and then once they figured out that they weren't, they took it. Yeah, and I think what happened is the guy ran out of gas, and he couldn't get into the gas tank. The gas tank's locked, and after I got it back from the dealer, that's only when I noticed, when I went to go get gas, that they had tried to get into the gas tank, and there's like 3 little dents where they tried to punch it with something, but not enough to really worry about. You can't even really tell it was there if you weren't looking for it. So yeah, that's the story of the KTM theft and recovery out in California. I'm hoping South Carolina, in Mount Pleasant, where I'm moving, I won't have issues, but you never know. So yeah, I'm just gonna tool around today, probably go right around Livermore a little bit, hit some of the wineries. I may do a second vlog after I stop this one and talk about my move and what's coming up. It's been a while since I've been able to talk to people, and I really feel like doing it after the bike was stolen. So good to be back out. Can't wait to be on the bike in Charleston in a couple months and get some video there. So anyways, we'll end it there. Peace out.
Be carefree lately, yeah. stacking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.